Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7.
Hey, we're here. Hello everyone, Go7, King of the Penguins here, and today we shave more off the backlog and congratulate Mega Man for finally getting his first Global League match. Here's an apple. Well, congratulations, Mega Man. How was your first Global League match going? Destroy that backlog! It does not need to exist. I know, it keeps growing. The emu resistance? We're not in Australia. We play gaming. I know. Look, we got some big names in the replay queue now. We've got Poland, we've got Operation Mech Storm, we've got Fluffy, we have Rip, we've got Voice of Akasha, we've got Rock Golem. We've got more Kilmefirst, Panic in the City. I thought I had an Inkagark one. Oh, I do, right there. Inkagark. Oh, Rip was against Inkagark and against Voice of Akasha. The Night's Shadow. I know, we got some big ones. It's not started right now. It's Fog Tier 2 on Marengo. Fog Tier 2 on Marengo is like Olaf every day. All day, every day. Is that big backlog or you just have to see me? Fog Tier 2 is Olaf every day. It's true. One day you guys are going to put Grit in there, and then people will choose Grit and have fun. But it won't be like too miserable for the opponent because Grit has some rough matchups there. The best one is probably against Max. But that's what Advanced Warrior told you to pick? Yeah, no, it's a... He's both the easiest and probably most effective Tier 2 CO for Fog. Which is definitely a good combination. You still crack at the Bible name? Yeah. One of your maps is in the backlog. Oh. You just watched an insane live queue match between DJs in Poland? Oh, very nice, very nice. Hey, Sal. This is your game. Hello. Yeah. I had a nice time. The week was just all chaotic scheduling, so I wasn't able to find a good day that would actually be able to stream. Olaf push the funny button to win the game. That's how it goes. Riddance fight you? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is Caustic Finale. Birds eat birds all the time. Raptor is the name for birds that eat birds. There's an entire, like, section of the bird world. Starting, it's Olaf versus Max. Good luck. Okay, so here we have an Adder mirror in Tier 4. I thought Adder was banned in Tier 4. Maybe this isn't Tier 4. Maybe this is Tier 3. I thought Adder got kicked out of Tier 4 on this map. Adder was never banned? I must be thinking of a different situation. Oh, Tier 4 got kicked. That's how they dealt with the problem. Okay. So there's no Tier 4. So wait, is this a Tier 3 game? And they both chose Adder? No, this is Tier 4. Oh, this is just a while ago. Okay. Okay, so this is Tier 4. Adder is definitely the strongest pick from what I've seen. At least back when he was getting picked. Back when this map had a Tier 4. There's just a ton of infantry on the map in addition to vehicles, so the fact that Adder gives all of them the extra moves is just so hard to do. I mean, Jake, you were shocked last week, McMahon? Like, electrocuted? Hope not. Jake definitely has ideas here because you've got the incredibly strong artillery push up through the corners to then, like, put pressure on his HQ area. I don't think Sonya has anything. Hey, Kmart, welcome to the infantry. Get access to the emojis. I'll quickly check to see if I can add another emoji. Because the more people that join, the more I get to add in. Not quite there. Let me like that. Yeah, there you go. You got the grim face. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I don't know what Sonya's ideas are. Jake definitely has the ideas with the artillery pushes. I imagine what you're thinking for the Sonya is that you can stand on these cities and be really annoying with your counterattack damage. I mean, she'll definitely have an easy time holding the comm tower, I guess. The mountain. I think the fact just how much weaker she is on the offense is going to be a huge hindrance. Oh, that's true. I'm not number 2 in advanced. I'm not even number 3, right? I got completely kicked off. Is that right? I think so. I need to change my description. I'll do that after the stream. But we'll hop into this. Enough dithering. We've got some adder action here, and usually, from what I've seen, the artillery opening from like this side going up and this side going over here and then up is pretty much the strongest on this map. It's so difficult to fight against the artillery push with this base in particular, because it's got to deal with this front area and supporting this base so it doesn't die. So it can't really spend spend the resources / units / builds to fight against this artillery push, and that's exactly what Valdudu is going to be. Is it Dudu or Dada? Is going to be doing. Do we have an artillery push mirror? No, we don't. Sloop John B is going to go straight for a tank here. Now, something you can pretty quickly notice is that these bases are really close together. A tank almost hits that base on buy. As adder, if you give it your normal power, it will hit the base on buy. So once one tank gets built here, if the opponent also builds a tank, you can just be caught in an infinite arms race where you just build vehicles and slam into the vehicles that were just built, and there's no real build-up. It's just kind of like a death trap, a money sink. I'm third currently? I thought someone else got ahead of me. I guess not. Whatever I feel like, sir. Okay. I like da. Valdudu. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna have the artillery go this way. I feel like I'm more used. No, I think this is right. Yeah. It goes here, and then the infantry can always stand here if it wants from the artillery. You can also go this way. There's a few options. Okay, so Valdudu does build a tank to answer this tank, and it gets the first infantry on the contested city in this area. So that's kind of the trigger point for all this fighting, because there's this is right on these two cities here are right on the line of symmetry, so there isn't another. So this is like an odd city set up on this front, an odd city set up on this front. So these are very contested cities on the line of symmetry. So the first person to get on those will kind of start the spark, because if they of the conflict, because if they manage to capture that, then they just have an income advantage in the area. And if you look at this, it on the map, it kind of at first glance looks like this tank doesn't actually protect the city, because normally to see if a unit will protect it, it's whether or not you can move onto it to then strike from its tile. But because the attacking tank has to attack from this tile in particular, your tank does cover it because it gets to strike from this forest. So that's pretty cool. You can try and cover it, so you could like attack with this tank to interrupt, and then use this infantry to stand here on this forest, and then this tank isn't able to reach the opposing tank. And that might be what Sloop John does, but that will also come at the cost of not getting the city this turn. So goes for the city cap instead, and that will open up the tank fighting. It wouldn't have been bad to put the infantry here and then like have this other one just go here. It just would have been like less immediate income, and at the, I mean, it's probably worth it because you save yourself a tank first strike. But it's also really hard to see plays like that because you really want to normally just finish your captures. But yeah, here we go. We got tank chains. This can just end up being forever tank chaining. And we have a mech built here to try and support this. You can notice though, there's like no way to fight off this artillery. A mech is one of the worst units to fight artillery. Although I guess Adder giving them the movement boost does let them actually threaten artillery from outside of the artillery's range. So that is something. But as long as there's enough infantry along with this artillery, all of these properties can be easily scooped up. Something that Sloop John, but Valdudu is kind of missing out on here is this artillery can move here totally fine. And you just walk past and try and get. You can either walk past or walk onto this forest to then get to this city with your infantry. Because the only thing that could hit this artillery would be this infantry on this city, and to do so, Sloop John has to give up the capture in order to hit this artillery. Which you'd be totally fine with, because then you can just use these two infantry to kill this guy. You just up in unit value, and that's great. And if Sloop John does not move off of this city, just completes the capture, then you just get to shoot the infantry for free. So it's kind of a win-win. Also, if an infantry hits your artillery at max, it does like 2 damage. So you're not really too sad about that. So you can be more aggressive with the artillery placement. Get some action going. You often start your turn by capping whatever you're capping. Yeah, that tends to be the instinctive thing to do, and it does cost you a lot of possible plays. But when it's not something that's you're gonna feel too much until you get higher ratings, and then it hurts a lot when you don't make use of all your possible options. The mech costing an extra tank this turn. Yeah, if this mech was an infantry yeah, if the mech was an infantry, you'd be able to get a tank instead and have it. This infantry. So here, Sloop John gets the tank exchange, thanks to constant tank reinforcements, and then gets the infantry standing on this forest, which is really nice because now this tank can't just come down here and get this one shot. Although it's not even that great of a one shot. Kill by the 2 tanks. Okay, so this is an interesting. I mean, I do prefer this attacking location for Valdudu. Now, if Sloop John continues this fight, it's very easy to start just cranking out medium tanks. Ideally, Valdudu would be able to do the medium tank purchase right now, but in that case, it would be a triple base skip, which I would not recommend. And we're going to start with just an infantry fight. Let's get this property. Tank here. Try and protect our own city here. And this is a lot easier to do since the opponent doesn't have an artillery backing this up. Okay. Ooh, Sloop John's going to go for the first adder power. Sadly did this attack before the comm tower capture, but okay. I'm not sure why this adder power was used. Yeah, do not. Okay, this does require an adder power to work. Ooh, the 1 health infantry holds the line. Okay, I would have much preferred if Sloop John had just held the charge. I mean, this is kind of a nice attack infantry wise, but I don't think it's worth using the entire power to go for this. And I don't think attacking down here is really well. Artillery is, I guess, to shell this, and this infantry is take it out. Well, I guess it's probably gonna will still be pretty bloody. Okay, just gonna go for the 7 health. I probably would have shot the full health. Might as well get the full pasta. Okay, I like. So far, I'm liking this. Use the neural power. It lets you get a capture you wouldn't normally get. Probably should just run with this infantry. Back up here. Go for a strike over here. With the tank. I don't know. Okay, since this is pretty much the only thing that happened with the normal power, I'm not as sold over it. I think that both of those normal powers are pretty weak, but at least this is a guaranteed city capture. But it does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It almost comes at the cost of a city as well. Fortunately for Valdudu, this infantry cannot stand on this bridge, as that would stop this tank from getting. Oops, too far. Mac. Capture on the city. Tanks are moving back. They're going to have a hard time breaking this, although there's not that many infantry reinforcements yet. Because of all these choke points, just having a bunch of tanks, they can't one-shot the infantry, and then the artillery gets to shell the tanks. It's nasty. Okay, so things are looking pretty good for Sloop John. The city capture is really good for Valdudu, of course. Ooh, and this tank getting this interrupt over here is nice as well. Get the interrupt up here. There he comes to hold the line. And it looks like Valdudu is just going to let this city go, which at this point I think is very advisable. There are 5 tanks and a mech staring at it. Even though the foot soldier health around here isn't great, very expensive to try and stop it. I don't like... I guess it's okay. I mean, it's kind of a bait to have this tank here. It's like, if you come in with these 2 tanks striking from here and here, kill my tank, you can start capturing the city, but then the mech gets to fight, and so does this tank. Because it's okay. Then this tank hits here. I mean, I don't think this tank should be on this city. I think it's a little too dangerous, just because Sloop John's got so many more units in the area, but we're not going to see anything happen there, so that's okay. Looks like Sloop John's going to go for the front switch, which can be really effective if your opponent's like got all of their units smushed up into a corner against the edge of the map. Okay, so we got some cities being captured here. Standing army-wise, Sloop John's doing a little bit better, but Valdudu's got a nice income lead here. Win is willing to send tank forward to interrupt here. Go for a join here. So this when you join units, their HP rounds up to whatever number they have. So this is a guaranteed full health infantry, and it won't die in one hit. A tank. Ooh, okay. Looks like Valdudu's also going to try and, much like how Sloop John was leaving Valdudu's units back over here, it looks like Valdudu's going to try and leave these units out of the fight. Get some sort of a pincer against Sloop John. It can be very dangerous though, because ooh, look at that. So this doesn't die in one tank shot, but 4 health infantry are very good for sacrificing. They're guaranteed to die. Knock it down to 8, and then the full health tank can kill that. We have the breakthrough to hit the artillery. Very good sacrifice by Sloop John. Always keep those 4 health infantry in mind. It's really funny, right? If that was a 6 health infantry, it's like worthless because it hits and it lives. But because the 4 health does just enough damage and always gets taken out on the retail, it's perfect. Okay, so this is a very, say, interesting use of the normal power because most of the units have already acted. So this mech attack does require the normal power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This doesn't. This doesn't. These should definitely happen before the normal power gets popped, because it gives you more charge for the future turns. And then I probably wouldn't advise using the normal power here. I'll just have the mech attack this infantry. You'll probably get the kill, and then this tank can just hit the other tank anyway. This order would just be reversed. I've been feeling really sketchy or very sus of these adder powers so far. Let's see. So Valdudu is going to start the turn off with an adder power. Usually not the way to go, just because you want to generate as much charge as possible to try and get 2 turns with powers in a row. But if every attack that you go for benefits from the extra stats and or movement like that, definitely benefit from the stats. Then of course that's what you do. Okay, interrupt that capture. First smack over here. Artillery, I assume, is going to run away into the corner. Very good to attack this infantry. Sometimes, if this infantry wasn't here, it would be also wise to just attack this 3 health tank, because you can take a whole hit point off of it with very little counterattack risk. But definitely hitting the infantry here is way better, because this is the only foot soldier Sloop John has in this entire section of the map. So it doesn't really matter if you end up losing the fight over here, because the captures are just going to be way too slow to matter. Smack. There's the mech hitting the tank. It lives at 1. Go for some repairs, finish off this tank, and then hit the mech. Look at that. It would even be better off if these were swapped. The mech wouldn't get hit. This is still very much an ongoing fight, not really in anyone's favor at the present moment. What people decide to build is going to be very impactful right here, just because the bases are so close to each other, and that's going to make it so Valdudu's 3k income lead here is going to be felt very quickly. Because Sloop John can't build a medium tank without base skipping. And when tanks get built here, it limits the buys on other sections of the map, where Valdudu has enough money to very easily get triple tanks like every other turn, or just go straight to medium tanks. Okay, some nice destructive plays over here for Sloop John. The city isn't being captured, but units are getting picked off. This artillery is doing a good job holding the line. I don't know why this infantry moved into range. Again, infantry hit artillery for at most 2 damage, so while it is true that if this artillery shoots this infantry, it won't move and it gets hit from the forest, you're not too worried about the infantry hitting you from the forest if you're taking out an entire unit for it. Smack. Hit on that tank. That does give Valdudu the side slip. I assume this other tank's going to come in and support. I'm not sure if this is the best move, but this is what I was talking about before, where if Adder uses a normal power, you do just get it to go hit the base right away. Okay, this that makes it a lot better. Now this infantry can even start capturing it, and that is not a very nice situation to be in. We'll say it that way. Smack. Tank hits the artillery. I don't like that attack. The problem with this attack is that this artillery doesn't have to move to fight. And sure, you hit it for 4 damage, but then it heals 2 of that back up anyway. It's going to be at 8 health with a plethora of targets. I'd much rather have my 2 tanks join together, or not join together, but swing on this 9 health tank or something. Something that isn't about to just heal up. Because what's going to happen is you hit this down to 6, it heals up to 8, it shoots your 8 health tank, and then next turn it heals up to 10, and it's like you didn't really do anything. Yeah, see, this would be a lot better. You hit this down to 6, and then the 7 comes in and smacks it. With the highest rated player chat you've been placed against. You love how every Caustic finale game always has that stare down at the mountains. Yeah, down here. You can always send something down here, especially as adder. You can just always pop the power and send a tank. That actually might be what we're about to see. Oh, that tank didn't actually come down here and help. Sloop John's gonna try and save this base. Ooh, the tank lives at 1. Yeah, did the 2 damage, but artillery's just gonna keep fighting here. Okay, and this is also what happens. There's no foot soldiers here, so it's like there's no real point in continuing fighting, and this base is dying, so desperation buys have to come into play. The medium tank. Another thing that's nice about, or not nice, but dangerous about this situation is if you build an artillery from this base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it locks the opponent's base in 1 turn of movement. So this joining of units doesn't matter because there's a medium tank here and it will just one-shot me. So just don't do that. Again, don't attack the artillery. It's going to heal up to 6, and all of the targets it has, like, don't really want. Like, it's just going to shoot this infantry and be fine. Instead, I'll go after one of these tanks that aren't healing up. The better way to deal with an artillery like this is to just move out of its range. Because if you don't have anything in range of it, then it's kind of like it's not in the fight. Assuming you've got targets you can go after that aren't in its range. I do like this join cap though. That's really difficult to deal with. The 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless Sloop John manages to get another normal power. The medium tank does break this fairly easily. The tank in the forest. And then this, the 3 health tank has to move out of the way first. But then this full health tank can get 1 swing in. But this one can't reach for the double swing. Unless Sloop John gets the power, which the artillery's getting beat up on. Again. It's kind of totally fine for Valdudu. Because this artillery's right now it's stopping cities from being captured by just existing here. And that's paying off dividends. Okay, looks like we're not going to go for the full power thing, but that's okay. I guess this infantry would be enough too. We're going to do more than... We're going to do like 5 damage, which is going to stop this capture. Okay. So, and then the artillery gets to lock it down. Brutal battle. Although that does have enough charge here for the power. So I would, if I was Valdudu right now, I would have this happen. I'd have the tank come over, hit this infantry on the mountain, and this infantry would kill it off. And I'd be like, coming for your comm tower on the other side of the map, in comparison to where all the fighting's happening. You wanted to do something different, but then you didn't do it in the end. Oof. Oof. A rocket would have been hype. You had a question, Mega Man, in the chat. See if I remember what Deej said about Olaf versus Max. Ensure way forward, you get the super first, and then crush his vehicles with yours. Yeah, the number one thing I would say when you're playing Olaf, pretty much against anyone, is that you just don't want to get overcharged. You want to get as many superpowers off in the game as possible. So just don't let yourself get like close to a super and then have a whole bunch of your stuff die, so you miss out on all that charge. But in general, you don't want to be itching to get like tank versus tank fight straight up. So if you want to play it super slow with your vehicles, you can. Super slow and defensive, but you don't have to. Valdudu does go for a normal power kill. I'd love to see the tank. Right. Oh, we're going over here instead. I mean, it's not bad to go over here. It's just not nearly as impactful as taking a comm tower or threatening to take a comm tower. Go, mech, go! No. Oh, it's a mech out of ammo. Oh, so sad. And we have the medium tank to stare down the medium tank. Something that's going to be a lot easier for Valdudu to just constantly reproduce. Because of the nice income lead. Sloop John now goes for a normal power right away. Tries to kill that infantry off. One health tank finishes it. Ooh. So this is... Oh, okay, we have the artillery backing this up too. Okay. I was going to say, this is Sloop John being very confident that Valdudu is not going to get the normal power to get the medium tank strike. But if there's an artillery backing it up as well, then it's fine. Okay, so Valdudu is looking really, really happy. Even in unit count, but like really high up in unit value. Can't I see? Oh, there we go. It's 11. Yeah, Valdudu is down 2 infantry. How is Valdudu doing so well in unit value? I guess it's just a ton of injured tanks on Sloop John's side of the map. Oh no, the artillery is eventually getting taken out here. Okay, it's definitely paid for itself. Alright, so not very much fighting on Valdudu's turn there. Wow, I'm surprised that Sloop John wants to Rusty Sack attack. Okay, I like this though. So, the nice thing about this tank is it was covered by a full health tank here, but if you hit that tank and its reinforcements, it makes it a lot easier. Unfortunately, there is... the rest of these units can't quite follow. They're scared about losing the city. The artillery gets taken out, but the cities remain in Valdudu's control. Okay. I feel like this full health tank has better things to do than to hit a 2 health infantry. Could be wrong. Looks like we're just gonna have vehicles fighting. Infantry over there for now. Very bold capture. So this is one of those cases where I would be totally fine with the infantry attacking this tank. Actually don't see much of a downside to it. We easily cover the base on by. And since you're on the city, you'll heal up the chip anyway. Still have the very kind little stare down over here by the comm tower. So that looked like a pretty good turn for Valdudu to me. Sloop John does have a unit count advantage going into the turn. That is inviting a medium tank first strike for Valdudu due to the add or normal power, so I assume this artillery is going to have to try and cover for it. Oh, this infantry survived. Tanks get seriously beat up. That's definitely a good normal power for Sloop John. Here comes the artillery to try and cover this for this medium tank. And actually, I guess it's more than just that. Now the tanks are actually just body blocking. So Valdudu would need a super in order to hit first. Very nice. Nicely done by Sloop John. Just not... If there was like one more tank over here, then this tank and that tank could kill this tank. And then all of these infantry could gang up and kill this 3 health tank on the road, and then the medium tank would come in and get the medium tank for a strike. Well, I'm surprised. I am surprised that this infantry stayed alive. Such is the benefit of the +10/+10 stats. Yeah, we're just gonna go for medium tank chains here. Go for captures. No, not gonna go for this one. Whoa. Sloop John going for the medium tank first strike. The plan, I assume, is to kill this tank off and just put low health tanks in the way. It's very dangerous. Dangerous games Sloop John be playing. Yeah, okay. There's no tanks in the way, so Sloop John's gonna start getting really sad with how this fight's gonna start turning out. The reason we don't like the fight within base range. Unit count wise, Sloop John is really happy, but I don't think that's gonna last, because when you overextend, your like effective unit count goes down by quite a bit. I think here Valdudu's a little too cowardly. You can have the 5 health medium tank go here, kill this tank, so it's healing up on the city, and then just smack their medium tank, and you can build another one if you'd like. And then it's like, what does artillery do? If it stays and shoots your medium tank, it's gonna get overrun and die from the triple medium tank threat on the following turn. And all of these little tanks can't, I mean, they can slam into your medium tanks, but they can't cost effectively do it. Scared. Yeah, a little scared. It's okay. Ooh, okay. Sloop John has managed to get an infantry over here. Darkening this capture, like covering this with an artillery, but man, are these vehicles having to run far away from other parts of the map. So here, Valdudu should just let this capture go, probably, and then just take everything else around the map. Because so much of Sloop John's stuff just had to slide way over to the side. So like now all of these properties, the comm tower, this city, like this is all what Valdudu should exchange this city and probably the city for. You can get a tank first strike from this city. Okay. Valdudu gonna go for the normal power. Take out the mountain infantry. No. This comm tower should have been taken so long ago. Oh my gosh, why are you being so cowardly now? I think the city could have been easily taken. So, their Valdudu's respecting these units a little too much. Not doing anything over here. Your units are we're in a position where they could actually go get something done. Oh. Very optimistic attack by Sloop John. I like the double artillery coverage though. It's very cute. We'll see how Valdudu wants to handle this. I mean, I would just probably smack with the medium tank because I'm on a city. But we'll see how Valdudu wants to. You just smack. This medium tank comes back. It could come over here, like kill a 9 health infantry or a 9 health tank, but then you have the double artillery threat, which is definitely not something you want to deal with. I'm surprised we had just an infantry built here. There's definitely a lot of pressure in this corner. Sloopjohn just resigns. Looked like they were still kind of in the game. But, yeah, I mean, I think they found out that shoot the medium tank and it survives at 3, and it's on a city, so it's not going to fall. Just guess that crumble over plans there. So GG, that was a brutal fight. Valdudu's extra income definitely came into play because there's a lot of fighting immediately when in base range. The number one thing I would say is when you're playing Adderley, you don't want to just pop the normal power willy-nilly, because ideally you're able to get close to a full bar, or full charge, so that you can use normal powers again and again and again and just close out entire battles that way. But that was still quite the game, very brawly. GG. Oh, you wanted to see it. Income-wise, we should see Valdudu a lot more. Great funds. Trade these off per turn. Of course. At the end, I guess you earn 0 because the game ends. But wow. Now I think this is only happening. This is only checking at the end of player 1's turn, maybe? Checking only at the end of someone's turn, because I don't think Valdudu was ahead the entire game. But maybe so. I mean, that's impressive if so. Only 30k hit. Well, remember that income generated was on the other player's turn, so and they should be about half a turn ahead in generation. So if they're 30k behind, they're like more than 2 turns behind. Been made throughout the entire game. Maybe I can get away with some shenanigans. Your opponent is 750, but you won't underestimate them. That would be the ultimate banana play right there. It's true. 750s, they're not necessarily bad. Oftentimes, they'll be very aggressive. Sometimes it's just that they're so aggressive that it ends up costing them a lot. They are always aggressive in fog and you never expect it. The Sasha pick. So this is my favorite Tier 1 matchup. Sasha versus Von Bolt. They both have very different strengths. and different play styles. With Von Bolt just, of course, being stronger due to his day-to-day being plus 10% attack and defense. And Sasha just makes more money. And then her normal power drains the opponent's power bar based on how much money she's holding at the time. So Sasha can, in theory, deny Von Bolt super for the entire game. But that does take some pretty good power management to do that. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed. It's always good to see new submitters. Usually like Von Bolt here. You just bully the money out of Sasha. Yeah. So the way that Sasha usually has to play against Von Bolt is to rely on indirects a lot, because if you try and just fight Von Bolt tank for tank, you will have a bad time, because plus 10% attack and defense is really strong in tank fights. But a tank with plus 10% defense still gets walloped by artillery. So it can come down to a situation where Sasha has to have very, very, very positional play in order to hold off against the Von Bolt aggression. Or you can always try and just out-tech the Von Bolt. That can be kind of sketchy. Because sure, you get like your medium tank faster, but then their medium tank still has that stat advantage over yours. But yeah, I really enjoy the matchup from both sides. How do you submit a replay? You just send it to me. Send me the zip file over Discord. Every first time submitters replay gets priority. So these are two first time submitters. Or not, well, the previous game was a first time submitter, and this is also a first time submitter, so they get priority in the queue. Okay, looks like we're gonna go with the just 2 infantry setup for the captures on this island. Totally fine. The only downside to it is that you get the comm tower slower, but if you're not expecting to have any fights, that doesn't really hurt you at all. And saves you an infantry buy. I would usually recommend, unless you have a specific reason, like if you're trying to do some recon first, black boat, need the early income kind of shenanigans, then I wouldn't go for this city right away, because this is like an insanely safe city to capture. And all of these other cities can very quickly become contested. So for instance, if Quizzical had decided to, instead of go for this city, step forward. So instead of this infantry going down here, instead you just walk to here, and then suddenly you're threatening to like go for this city. Or go for this city. And like go for this capture chain before your opponent can interrupt you. But because you go straight for this city, in this case for Quizzical, now ftiger's got like the perfect setup to stop you from getting this city, right? Because now you can't get in range to like capture it before they're done capturing, so they get to finish capturing and then they're denying this city from you. That's what happens. It's not as big of a deal for Von Bolt against Sasha, because Von Bolt's got the better stats. Looks like we're going to bring in artillery to try and get this city. Do approve of... I think ftiger might have messed up the infantry captures over here. This is another thing, like, this city, you can delay it if you want. I'd probably have an infantry going for this capture. That, like, a backup infantry would be really nice here. It's not even necessarily bad for ftiger to attack here? Like, what's this infantry going to do anyway? Or otherwise? I guess it might go back. Well, okay. I guess this infantry going back for this capture. Well, this one sets up to go for this capture is also pretty good. Yeah, that's probably fine. You just let them have this because of the artillery, or you can attack into it and have like a tank follow up if you want. Just permanently deny the city for the rest of the game. Usually you wouldn't want to do stuff like infantry and tank attack into this kind of situation to deny the city, but this is a very contested city and it's easy to deny it for the entire game. And this is double base airport versus single base. You're not really worried about getting overrun. You can go for major sacrifices that will pay off in like 9 turns of denying income, because it's kind of reasonable that you'll actually get those 9 turns. And you won't really suffer that much in terms of the front. So far, this artillery buy did a great job. There we go. Quizzical goes in for the smack. You get the 7/7, the Von Bolt special. Now, this is what's really annoying. So you look at this, you're like, okay, it kind of sucks that I attacked first and we have an even trade. But what really, really sucks is that ftiger can just continue this capture and you can't actually stop it. Actually, you might be able to with the comm tower. It might take 2 comm towers to get it. But the one infantry doesn't actually interrupt this. Unless the rolls go in your favor. I think with the comm tower, it might. We'll find out. Or it might just run away. Oof. Yeah, it just runs away. So yeah. You just got like an even exchange in the city goes instead. Or anyway. Okay. ftiger is looking a little bit better in terms of captures currently because they've got this one. This one is not in Quizzical's hands. But of course, Quizzical is also Sasha, so there should be some nice income leads. Whoa. I guess that's fine. This is a gutsy move. It's basically just saying, I know. Well, I guess Quizzical wouldn't. You can go for try and go for a trap on this tank. I guess it's not really possible because these 2 infantry are here. Yeah, you can't really trap it in there. It's very close. Yeah, the mix will just come and push it away. And then we have the medium tank bot. 1 medium tank per side. It looks like Quizzical is going to go for the out-tech them approach. What? I don't understand why this artillery is hiding over here. I guess it is protecting these tiles. It is out of range of these tanks. But it's a lot safer to just move into range of your medium tank. Okay. Here. Attacking this infantry lives, which is really good news for Quizzical. This infantry doesn't. Oh, the artillery gets to shoot. Although now there's a tank that's threatening to hit it. I guess it doesn't really get to shoot. Really weird capture here from ftiger because there's no follow-up infantry here and the medium tank's going to be able to chase these tanks away. But the threats over here is pretty real. Oof, the artillery stayed and shot the infantry. strike. Okay. Well, this artillery is super toast. ftiger will definitely attack from the forest. Fortunately, there is this. It's a good thing the 6 health infantry is here, because it can kill off the 2 health infantry block. Okay, ftiger goes for the interrupt over here. It's going to cost an infantry delay in the turn. Swinging on these mechs. The artillery. Who it lives. Got this infantry. With the rockets. ftiger. Just gonna go for all these foot soldier strikes. Yeah, I guess that's okay. The idea is that it overloads this mech, it overloads this tank, it blocks this infantry from interrupting this capture. The unit. So what does overload mean? It means that the unit has more than one option for thing to attack. I know there's no Von Bolt artillery. It would be pretty good. So since the unit has more than one option for things to attack, you can just keep sending more units into its range, and you're not actually making yourself more vulnerable, right? So if the tank can hit one thing, it doesn't really matter if it can hit 2 other things, because it can only realistically actually hit one. Like this tank gets left alone. Although it might have been left alone anyway. Let's not see. Ooh, we have a tank bot. And like this tank got left alone. The medium tank was left alone. Okay. This is definitely the kind of it's like perfect, like perfectly the kind of army you want against Von Bolt is Sasha. You've got your teched up unit, you've got your cheap artillery to deal with the fights. Now we're just going to try and rely on fully out-teching down here. I'm totally fine with Von Bolt like sacrificing units here, because Sasha's completely out of foot soldiers. So if you just take these cities, you can probably keep them forever. Wow. Okay, Sturm goes for a Neo tank buy. I don't like this. Like the Neo tank's nice, but you're just gonna get swarmed with artillery and units to interrupt it. You did enough damage to interrupt the capture. Give them a market crash from Sasha. And this is where Von Bolt would love to have some Rex to help with these heavy picked up units. Much like what Sasha's using. The rocket's going to kill this missile and unlock this airport for use. Your join cap there. Usually you would just join cap it to full to try and force this Neo tank to hit it again. I think we're gonna back up. Build this copter. Good. What Von Bolt can try and do is break the pipe seam if ftiger's feeling like they're going to get overwhelmed on this front, which I imagine they're feeling because they built that Neo tank, then you can break the pipe seam and then send reinforcements. I'm pretty surprised that Quizzical was able to hold on to these cities. Very well done. Here comes the many Sasha artillery here. Whoa, what is Von Bolt doing? So when you're at one base versus multiple bases, or just one base in general, your unit count is like one of your most desired qualities. So I wouldn't recommend sending an infantry hit an artillery. Like, I do know that this pipe seam's going to be broken next turn, and then the copters can flood in, but still not looking super nice. The other thing that Von Bolt could have threatened. Go back and turn. So right here, Von Bolt is under an okay amount of pressure here. What did Von Bolt buy? Actually, I guess even a turn earlier. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so this turn, instead of buying that Neo tank, because Sasha didn't buy a rocket, you can just build like if you want another medium tank or an artillery or something over here, and just save up enough money to build a stealth. Be like, I'm going to force you to build a rocket. If you don't build a rocket, I will build a stealth and just have a stealth that's unanswerable. And it can fly over here and be an absolute nuisance and protect your missile, and then more stealths can come out and you can win the game with your stealths. Or it's like, if you don't build a rocket, I'm just going to win using stealths. I have the money to do it. In this case, ftiger doesn't actually have the money to build a stealth as soon as this missile dies. So it, because the Neo tank was bought. But it's a nice thing to do, because you can always, like, this Neo tank didn't have to be built this turn. You can just float the amount of money you need to build a stealth to force them to build a rocket, and then you can go do whatever you want with your money. And if they don't build the rocket, then you do build the stealth. You just threaten. You threaten to build the stealth because their airport's locked and there's nothing they can do about it unless they make a heavy investment in a rocket. But because that doesn't happen, now some copters come out. Where were we? That just happened. ftiger's going to break this pipe seam. Quizzical's like, well, if you're going to invest all that stuff up there, I'm going to strike at your infantry around your HQ, which I think is pretty cute. And then, yeah, all these infantries get taken out. I really don't like ftiger sacrificing those guys there. The huge number of artillery and the anti-air, and now the rocket's out. This rocket would kind of get to come out at its own leisurely pace, and ftiger can force it much earlier, and then you don't have to deal with all these artillery so quickly and everything. Okay, here comes the many Bombfold artilleries now. Content will be happy to see that. It's true, Advanced Warrior. I'm going to do it after the stream. Okay, pipe seam's gone. Copters be flying forward. Okay. Rocket takes out the missile. Got copter versus copter production now. And we've got anti-air staring down copters. Tons of artillery on both sides with a bunch of infantry helping them out. Looks like the rockets are going to be sharing a front. Okay, looks like we might be entering into a stare down here. Oh. Quizzical uses a market crash. Hits an infantry. Okay, market crash hit an infantry. Sure. It drains Bumble's charge. It's not a great use of the stats, but if you're having a stare down, I think it's probably a lot safer to have Bumble at 0 charge rather than a half charge. Because you would always be kind of worried that Bumble can slam into you and just do enough damage / take enough damage to then hit like this entire group of units with his super. Whoa. Quizzical's diving in on this giant artillery horde. Okay, does get 2 pickoffs. It's still going to be a little expensive. Oh, the rocket also decided to come back. Fortunately, his Neotank is probably fine. We'll see. ftiger's got choices on what to attack here. I mean, it's probably shoot the anti-air, shoot the medium tank, hit it with a copter. Yeah. That's pretty good. And then you cover your copter with an anti-air. It's not the worst trade. I mean, it's pretty bad for Quizzical. Killed like 2 infantry, 2 artillery for a medium tank and an anti-air. The rocket just shoots at infantry. A little pot shot. It could be worse though. Okay. We only have 3 bars of charge on Lumbolt, so this would not be great. Sasha. Market crash. Deal with it right now. Jeez. Don't just judge me, man. Okay, we're gonna inch forward. We are definitely entering into the standoff. At least... Oh. Oh, market crash for stats? I don't like that. We're dreaming something big there. Well, that's not great. Did inch forward. I think ftiger doesn't want to engage in all that nonsense. So no huge punish on the early market crash. Cool. Moves forward, has an artillery stare at the city, has the infantry just stand staring at the Neotank on the city. It's because there's no indirects helping guard this, so if the Neotank wants, it could kill an infantry, but then it gets shot by a rocket and an arty. So it's just gonna back off. The city is available to be captured. It's just the power of having a lot of units and indirects supporting them. Really, ftiger just needs some more indirects to also stare at these cities. It's just a single artillery, which is not enough. Okay. I don't think Quizzical needed to go for a copter sacrifice to get this normal power, but maybe that was the only way. Ooh, it did get the anti-air kill. Yeah, okay, it looks like you could have just gone for a tank sacrifice to get the normal power. Then you still have a copter because you have to do a tank sacrifice anyway. I mean, copters. Well, maybe the copter sacrifice is needed just to get the anti-air low enough. It's a pretty decent attack. There's still all of the indirects guarding it. I'm a little bit worried because these armies are so close together that ftiger might be able to just get the super. And then having all of the indirects clumped together suddenly becomes less advantageous, one could say. I assume the super is possible because we're seeing these copter sacrifices. If the super is not possible and these copter sacrifices happen, then ftiger is just so sad. Oh my gosh. Oh no, ftiger. ftiger is just so sad. It was 2 copter sacrifices. Definitely do those last if you're not sure. Quizzical desperately would also like to get to a normal power here. The pop a bunch of copters will probably help do that. Why does this Neotink didn't go after the end? Pop. Okay. Fine with that. The reason these units are joining together is to get more money for the normal power to drain more funds. So I'm not a huge fan of this one though. I mean, it's a bit much. But yeah, we'll market crash. Boom. See how much charge that just deletes. Instead of having to join all those units together, what you can do instead is just have your previous turn, because I mean it was fairly expected that Von Bolt's going to at least get close to the super, so on the previous turn you can just have lighter buys. Just like do triple infantry buys and then you just float a ton of cash, and the next turn you wipe the whole bar. Satisfying funny button, yeah. And ftiger resigns from that. I mean, the top does look super dead. GG. There was some sketchy plays in there, but it worked out nicely. Quizzical basically did exactly what you should in Sasha versus Von Bolt. Lots of indirects. Also on this map, tons of indirects. It tends to be the way. GG, well played. Have a good win, Advanced Warrior. Okay, we have a Poland game. Panic in the city. First Poland. That's another Sasha. Okay. So Sasha versus Hawke is it's kind of like the Von Bolt matchup, except that Hawke is worse as a day-to-day, because not having plus 10% defense is a lot easier to deal with. But it's a lot easier for Hawke to sneak out a normal power against Sasha. So while the day-to-day fighting is way, way, way easier for Sasha in this matchup, the charge bar management that Sasha has to do against Hawke is so much more difficult. Because having that 10% more money does feel more impactful than 10% more attack power that Hawke has, but it doesn't do enough to then also get hit by just a Hawke normal power and still be happy. So in this matchup, unlike in the Von Bolt matchup, where I think it's very fun to be playing on either side, I think it feels horrible to play on either side of this matchup. Because if Sasha's playing like out of her mind, then as Hawke you can feel completely helpless. But as soon as Sasha makes one mistake, the game just completely flips. I do approve of Panic in the City not trying to go for these right away. I personally think that the city's kind of a trap to go for. Poland clearly doesn't agree with me. That's okay. I like I like going for these side cities more. I don't like how this one is in between these two bases. This base is usually not super impactful, so to give it a target. Personally, we have a tank built. Poland. Well, we have the recon from Panic in the City. I really like this recon. It's got so many options. Well, it's got two main options right away, but if it goes up here, something can strike up here, it can strike over here, strike straight up like this. If it goes over here, it's just dealing with this. Still. Yeah, pretty much always goes over here, I guess. But then look at that, look at all that movement. It's so nice. Panic in the City is successfully denying this central city, and also looks like we'll be able to just take it pretty soon. This is a fight that you can bring in artillery to. Really, both sides can. Artillery here or artillery here, and then lock this city forever. Tank from Poland moves over to this side, staring down this poor innocent recon that did nothing wrong. Ooh, we have the double recon play from Panic in the City. It's pretty cute. And then favorable infantry engagements. We're going to have the recon go for the strike here. I assume we're going to have the tank cover it. Yeah. So Poland can... So basically, Poland gets put in a very, very slight conundrum here. The tank could strike from the city to kill this recon and be like super safe because it'd be on a city. So the first strike's not super scary and there's a backup tank for it. But if you do that, then this infantry doesn't get attacked by another infantry and the city doesn't get captured. So instead, Poland can have this tank hit from the plains, which will still kill the recon, but then it's in a less defendable position. But in exchange, suddenly you do have access to the city for the infantry, and you still have a tank covering you. You know, it's like it's a give and take. Poland's also going to be very, very aware of the fact that there's going to be copters coming out here soon. So Poland goes for the strike. The plains. Kills off this infantry. This is a nice thing that Hawke does have here, is with one comm tower you got that plus 20% firepower, so it's guaranteed to get that kill there. I assume we're going to see anti-air build. Oh. Okay, well that's a little... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. It's a little weird to not see an anti-air there. Yes, Panic in the City has this recon set up. Kind of, I guess it is also guarding this city, but it's to hit and then build a copter to cover it. Smack, copter. I feel like Poland should have seen that. Maybe he did see it, just didn't care. Just likes having tank advantages. Fight. Not a huge fan of this infantry going in, but I guess if there's tank backup, it's okay. Okay. Well, okay. I like this more from Poland now. So Poland's going for the, like, I'm just trying to take as many foot soldiers as I can, and then just ditch this area and try and trade fronts. And hopefully, like, the amount of damage I do to your foot soldiers slows down your captures enough. I don't think it was enough damage because there's also like these guys coming in. Wow. Oh, and Poland went for a base skip up here. Well, I was saying that this base often doesn't seem very impactful, but they're still dangerous. I don't like that this guy went for the sacrifice, because okay, I guess these infantry just really wanted to sacrifice. I mean, injuring the only foot soldier over here is pretty good, I guess. We have an anti-air from Panic in the City. All the tanks start swarming over. So yeah, looks like Poland is going to get that front swap. And this is going to be favorable to Poland for sure, because Poland has like none of these cities. Well, Panic in the City does have cities, so if there's a front, if the fronts get traded, then it's just pure net gain for Poland. Copter comes up, starts, and this is this is a little bit threatening, one could say, to this poor innocent base. Fortunately for Poland, infantry are a little far away to start just capturing all these cities at the same time. This one can get captured, but the delay on like outskirt ones. Also, thing that's nice is there's only one copter mixed in here. If there were 2 copters and 3 tanks and a recon, I think this base is just dead. But if there's just 1 copter, you can probably get away with building like a medium tank and surviving. I think so. Okay. Ones that look like to join. I'm sure these captures happen quickly. Panic in the City is at 23 properties against 19, which, is pretty good, is how we say it. But very good news for Poland. This front looks like it will fall under Poland's control, so this income deficit won't be permanent. But man, Panic in the City is doing really well in terms of unit count is in addition. Very good to attack this infantry. Whoop, did that reach too? No. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this copter attack. It does give or cost Panic in the City some repair costs, I guess. Now it has to heal up to full. You get to interrupt that capture, which is really nice. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, and the infantry strikes, and then this city gets interrupted. Oh, that's some good news for Panic in the City. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna hold just fine. Panic in the City can just go for a market crash, bring all of Poland's charge. This is where it starts feeling just like awful to be playing Hawke. Because Sasha's not messing up with the market crash. Hit the anti-air, but again, that's not going to do much. Yeah, and Poland just resigns. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I was talking about. If the Sasha's really good at managing the charge bars, you just feel like, why am I playing Hawke? No, my charge. GG. I really liked Poland's attempt, or not attempt, but the well, I guess it was attempted because they no, it was successful, and then Poland just kind of abandoned it to go for this attempted base kill. But the front trade was like a really good idea. It would have helped so much with getting back into the game. Yeah, the double recon's very cute. Okay, Kilmefirst versus DaysofPlague. For some reason, I have a space in between of and plague in my little queue here. Whatever. Oh my gosh. This is High Funds Kanbei versus Eagle. Alrighty. No, this is a normal High Funds map. This is a map you would play on the Global League. Hello, Mr. Penguin. On a scale of 1 to 10, how awesome are you feeling? I'd give it a 9. May the most broken CO win. It's true. Eagle, I hate fighting Eagle in Standard. I hate fighting Eagle in Fog. But Eagle in High Funds is especially brutal to fight. And then Kanbei just has insane stats. His base of plus 30, plus 30. If Kanbei is standing on a shoal, it's like he's standing on a city. Is this Kanbei in a landslide? It's not Kanbei in a landslide. No. It turns out that Eagle is really, like, extra turns, very strong. And High Funds has a lot of money being thrown around. So there's some nice things for Kanbei in this matchup. There's some nice things and there's some bad things. So the nice things is if an HQ existed, Kanbei can hit the super and stand on the HQ and instantly win. Because the infantry with a Kanbei super on an HQ has 100% defense, so he takes 0% damage. But on labs, you only reach 90% defense, which is really nice, and it is a ton, but it's not enough to stop Eagle from interrupting it with, like, hit it with a bomber, lightning strike, hit it with a bomber. Like, the same bomber hits twice and you do damage, kind of a thing. Yeah, you don't have extra foot soldier moves, but that's okay because it's High Funds and you just have tons and tons and tons of games. At 10%. Yeah. Only 90%. Now 90% is enough to usually protect it. But against Eagle, oftentimes it's not because double swings. And like chip and then take it down. Or like do chip damage and then do a whole damage on the next attack. Then once the super is worn off, they can just kill it. Now Kanbei versus Eagle, or versus Olaf is also a very common one. Kanbei versus Hawke, Kanbei versus Eagle. And of course, Kanbei doesn't have, or has some problems, because his units do cost 20% more funds for their 30% more attack and defense, So what that usually means is if you're fighting against Kanbei, you don't match him. If he builds a tank, you don't build a tank. You don't build the same type tier unit. If he builds a tank, you build a medium tank. When he builds a medium tank, you build a neo tank. When he builds a neo tank, you build a mega tank. When he builds a mega tank, you just cry. That's how it goes. You just keep upping him in tier, so his extra stats don't just win the day. And then he has a harder time escalating those escalating up the tiers than you do, because his units cost 20% more. So that's why we have a medium tank over here. We had one tank, it was to fight the infantry. A tank started getting built, or a single tank got built, medium tank gets built. Kilmefirst deleted. What happens to this APC? Oh. The pipe seam got broken. I see. The pipe seam got broken, but the turn hasn't ended. It's like, where'd it go? No, it's over here. Okay, yeah, it's gone. Yeah. Tier 4 high funds is awesome. Tier 1 high funds is wild. Ooh. It's kind of like playing Sasha against Von Bolt. You know? The indirects are still pretty decent. Lander blocks the way to this harbor. It's pretty cute. I probably would have hit the infantry on the city with this tank. I don't know if it's scared about getting trapped over here or something. You do like a damage, but it still is enough to slow it down by a turn. Hitting this guy, I don't think matters. I could be wrong. No, it just didn't matter. Bam. Recount with the one shot. What's being dropped as a medium tank or something? Okay. It's like very weird to be going for these attacks just into the artillery and medium tanks like that. I still think it's not a great move. First. That tank, artillery shot, smack, 3. Okay, this time it is a delete. Oh, I see. We're gonna go delete, delete, hop in. I see. It's delete, delete, hop in, drop off, take the harbor. That's pretty cute. That'd be mighty cute. Yeah, I don't think... Well, I guess Kilmefirst can stop this. If medium take attacks, and like an anti-air smacks in. Or an infantry. We'll see if Kilmefirst does that. I mean, it seems like a way better option to me than medium tank attacks artillery and gets shot by artillery tank and medium tank, so... It would also be a better option than going in there and getting hit by artillery and copters. And I think Kilmefirst should just go and break this pipe seam and stop this harbor from being captured. I mean, Eagle battleships aren't super scary, but I mean, they're still decent when lightning strikes happen. roadblock. Recon gets taken out over here. I don't think the tank can save that city, which is tragic. The bomber from Eagle. This medium tank just chilled here. This medium tank should definitely have not just chilled here. I don't know what it's doing there. It can just go sit on this city and heal up. Like, if this medium tank wants to, it can take a step forward, kill this artillery, and then get wiped out next turn. We have the fighter. Kilmefirst. It looks like DaysofPlague didn't bring an indirect to stare at this harbor, so we're just going to swap harbors. I'm not... I mean, I understand the fighter buy. You build a fighter because you see the opponent builds a bomber. But this fighter is never going to touch that bomber, right? Like, the second this fighter is anywhere near any fighting that this bomber's at, Eagle's just going to be like popping a super, killing your fighter with anti-air from the ground. And while the bomber goes and kills everything, or like hits not everything, but other things. Wow. Kilmefirst abandoned the city capture. I think that was guaranteed. It was definitely guaranteed, right? Because the 30% extra defense that Kanbei has doesn't scale with health. So this is still like a heavily defended infantry at 7 health. Whoa, Kilmefirst goes for the Kanbei Super. Not even that many things to attack. Kill a 6 health artillery. Kill a 9 health copter. Just deny the comm tower? Okay. I don't like that super. I mean, Kilmefirst is doing pretty well in unit count here. Looks like DaysofPlague wants to just fight into the super. Just gonna use a super on the super. Go for like a triple artillery shot. I don't think DaysofPlague needs to use the equal super here. Could definitely have just waited a turn. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. Got the anti-air. Out of range of the fighter. Tank. You can see how beefy a unit on a property is for Kanbei. Gets taken out. Copter runs away from the opposing copter. A bunch of infantry get built on the back. Okay, so this is still looking pretty good for Kilmefirst for having been hit by an equal super. Up 8k in income. Still ahead in unit count. Builds the battleship. Fighter moves forward. DaysofPlague Eagle Super has already been used, so it is somewhat safe from anti-airs for now. The bomber. Looks like this lab is probably deadsies. I just realized that Eagle doesn't have any comm towers. And Kilmefirst has 2, so it's actually 50-30 stats versus just the regular 100-100. Or, I guess 0-0 for bonuses. Which is pretty absurd. Yeah, okay, so these are definitely falling to Kilmefirst. Yeah, a very scary army over here for DaysofPlague. We only have 4 infantry left. Okay, the fighter did get surrounded. Fortunately for this fighter, these other anti-airs can't reach, so it's only the one. We have another fighter on the way. DaysofPlague going for some pretty aggressive maneuvers. The unfortunate thing is there's infantry way back here. Kilmefirst goes for a 3rd comm tower. Looks like they're gonna get it too. Oh, the fighter got to attack something over here. I got to kill a whole copter. Wow, okay. Kilmefirst is just kind of chilling. You do still have to be worried because Eagle Supers are still Eagle Supers. But not a single comm tower. I mean, that's very good news for Kilmefirst. Okay, we do have 1 capture happening for DaysofPlague. Comm tower is going to be captured next turn. The city's going to get captured next turn. The fighter just gets another kill. So, I mean, unit value wise, it's getting a great trade. I thought it would just kind of get wiped out, but it's kind of happy as is. This copter also got surrounded, I guess. Down goes the fighter. Kilmefirst did get, or DaysofPlague got another city, but still down 14k. It hurts for sure, especially down 3-0 comm towers. Kilmefirst uses the Kanbei super. Some ridiculous stats. A bunch of captures. Tank one-shots anti-air. Tank will one-shot an artillery in the woods. Infantry goes for the capture. It's not just gonna one-shot the medium tank on the plains. We're not that level of that level of firepower yet. And mostly just copter one-shot artillery. Mostly just standing on defensive formation or defensive terrain. Looks like. DaysofPlague does have an Eagle Super here. Try and kill this Recon. Recon got taken out. Now, usually in this matchup, Eagle would prefer to not use the super into a Kanbei super, so that you don't have to deal with the massive defensive stats. Okay, DaysofPlague does hold the super here. Does mean that Kilmefirst is going to be 4-0 in terms of comm towers as Kanbei. So plus 60% as base attack. Or no, plus 70% on every unit. It's pretty ridiculous. Mega Tank is getting beat up by... They get beat up by... Oh, tank drained... Oh, okay. Tank drained its ammo. One shot. It's out. Unhappy Megas. We got a bunch of fighters now. They're dreaming of hitting these bombers. Okay, so DaysofPlague, this is probably going to be their best opportunity to use a super in the game. Because the armies are pretty close to each other. Kilmefirst doesn't have the super available. A little breakthrough, which is good news. Drop off a rocket. That's a cute play. Little lightning strike. Off a tank. Artillery. A mech. Tanks. All the indirects doing some work. It gets a kill on the artillery. Now, ideally, I don't think it'll be possible. Well, if only this lander could sit here. I guess the fighter can block the way. I was gonna say, ideally, DaysofPlague sets this up so that all of the bombers have like a shield of units that's too strong, so Kilmefirst can't actually hit them with the fighters. Instead, went in and hit this fighter. I guess you can't just stand here. This fighter. Neo tank. I don't know about this medium tank going there, but okay. We have an attempt. We have an attempt at this comm tower. I have a feeling Kilmefirst is just going to shoot this with a battleship. Or maybe shoot the lander and have the infantry strike it. With the Samurai Spirit. That was definitely a good turn for DaysofPlague. I almost wiped out everything down here, and that's with no comm towers. The Eagle is really good. I have played Days of Ruin. I even played it, I played it on stream. Down goes this anti-air. Pop. Fighter. Bomber dies. Oh. No, not quite. Okay, okay. He's not at well, how much attack power is he at? The super gives him 60-60 bonus stats. So he's at plus 100% right now. I guess Eagle does have plus 20% defense. That helps. Kanbei in a landslide statement. Oh, it must not be at... Oh, no, it's because there's the 10% defense. I'm going to quickly check to make sure that Kanbei gets plus 60, plus 60. I thought he did. Oh, no, his... Oh, okay. His attack is plus 40%. His defense goes to plus 50%. Those both get plus 10% more because he's a power active. So he has 10% less attack than defense. Okay. So he's at plus 90% attack, which is not going to be enough to get those one-shots. Yeah, 50-60. If it was plus 100%, even with plus 10% defense, it should. DaysofPlague has resigned. Down 20k in income. Yeah, I mean, ugh. Losing all comm towers hurt a lot. But we saw, even in the situation that DaysofPlague was in, still managed to do quite a number with a lightning strike. GG. Okay, we'll try and fit one more in. What was the tipping point? I don't know if I saw a specific tipping point. I mean, the fighting over the comm tower is going so well. Day 0. I mean, I've seen Eagles beat Kanbei, but not getting a single comm tower hurts so much. Every mage needs their pet cat. NecroMage versus CatWithYarn. CatWithYarn is known as Shadow on and has been an avid viewer since the beginning, I think. It has improved a lot in gameplay. One of these days I'll get around to making a video just tracking the improvement of CatWithYarn over the ages here. But here we're seeing them in the Smacky Cup 2 tournament. It's Sammy versus Adder. Now the Adder pick is the same that I went for. And I hear that Sammy was very popular as a pick. It was like Sammy and Jess. Yeah, CatWithYarn hype. Cat fight. We'll see how this works out. Interesting. So NecroMage isn't going super ham into the center, which is something I would have expected for a Sammy player to do, because that's where the infantry from the base just goes straight over here. Instead, it goes for this really fast comm tower. I would not recommend going for really fast comm towers because. And by the way, I would suggest if you're playing Sammy on this map to go really hard onto the sides and try and win triple comm tower and then threaten to take the fourth with the victory march. Because in the center, you're more open to being just kind of swarmed with vehicles. But the reason I wouldn't suggest going for this comm tower so quickly is because it's really safe to capture. It's in between your two bases. You kind of walk over there really quickly. You have an airport. And comm towers don't give you any income. So they only benefit you if there's fighting happening. Otherwise, you just cost yourself a little bit of money by taking it too soon. And you can see CatWithYarn is not rushing any comm towers. The only time you would rush a comm tower is if it's not safe to capture. So it's going to be like something you're going to be fighting over. Oh, does Recon reach? Ooh, very good for CatWithYarn. Pop. You got that infantry. Every time you kill a Sammy infantry, you smile a little. Because Sammy's entire kit is based around having infantry, so each one she does, she starts lacking the weaker she gets. And as the fightings progress, the less she's allowed to build, because she does need to have vehicles in order to fight your own. So she kind of needs to ride on her infantry production in the early game. Quite a while, we go for a really fast rocket, as well as going for this comm tower. So NecroMage is going to go for the triple comm tower play. Just kind of rush this one a little too soon. This rocket buy, I think, is also too quick because there's no infantry to benefit going for this capture. Rockets are usually really bad in Fog of War because they're just so slow and expensive. So you're making a really big investment and it like doesn't hit the front lines for like 4 turns. But in this map, you have some nice plays, because if you have an infantry down here and you start capturing here, you can cover it with the rocket immediately by walking into these woods. And suddenly the rocket's making an impact not in 4 turns, but in just 1 turn. And then it moves down here and it covers the comm tower. So on this map, I do think that the rocket has some pretty good merits. But only if you actually have stuff for it to go do. Not a huge fan of it being like super early. But I think this is being done so that it can stare at this comm tower and stop CatWithYarn from... Whoa. Tank join. So... Whoa. Okay. So we have a tank join, which will stop this tile from being killed, I guess, but it is kind of letting CatWithYarn just get away with almost killing a tank and then the tank's gone. Because it's not like 2 injured tanks joined, it was just a full health tank hopped onto an injured one. But those funds got used to allow for this black boat buy. Which, I mean, when combined with this rocket, better mean that NecroMage is getting this comm tower. But man, that's a lot invested there. I would be a little bit worried for NecroMage for every other part on the map. That doesn't have those investments. Also, NecroMage is going to hate the fact that this recon exists, because now the rocket can't leave these trees without being revealed. CatWithYarn should really have... I guess CatWithYarn repaired the recon. Really prefer to repair the tank. Wow, okay. So... way too aggressive with these infantry that have no backup. They shouldn't be used for scouting because they'll get picked off. And normally that's kind of fine for most COs. It's really bad for Sammy. Because if she's out of infantry, she's just a negative CO. Her day-to-day is positive for her foot soldiers in combat and negative for her vehicles. Except for indirect where it's just... Okay, rocket is revealed, so no surprise there. This tank just gets taken out. Infantry gets taken out. We might start... CatWithYarn must not have watched the replay, because this guy is... here 100%, or maybe just didn't want to just go for a single attack on it. That's fine too. What? What is that? We got some short-term memory loss here. Recon sees the rocket, sees a recon, and the infantry moves into vision range of recon and range of the rocket. I guess we just wanted to see this. Very unfortunately, doesn't actually spot the black boat. That would have been a really nice find. But, okay. Don't trade your infantry out as you're playing Sammy here. I do not approve. Unless you have, overwhelming firepower in the region. Or overwhelming, property captures. Down goes the tank. And down goes probably all the infantry. We have recon hit, infantry hit, kill off the infantry on the mountain. Reach? Okay, you execute a copter recon, that works too. Yeah. that infantry. You have the tanks kill off this infantry, and then you're like, oh, there's a copter here, just hit them, but there's no way to get vision of the tanks. Oh, no, 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 no. Kill off this infantry. Use this tank. It's fine. This guy shouldn't be allowed to live. It's on a mountain. Oh, it's looking at your stuff. But yeah, this is looking pretty good for Shadow. Like, NecroMage is ahead currently in 3 comm towers to 1 and like some property captures. But the unit count matters so much for Sammy. If you don't have the units to cover everything on the map, then very quickly you're just going to start dribbling properties to your opponent. And then you're no longer at an incomplete. And you'll probably no longer be at a comm tower lead very quickly too. Because it was like, if we look up here, there's a lot of adder stuff. And there's a single Sammy infantry at the top there. That infantry. Tanks take out the tank. There starts moving out. We'll let this guy live. Okay, moving over to this comm tower. Good. I think CatWithYarn's respecting Sammy Super. This guy survived. Should not have survived. That's a gutsy rocket. That rocket just fired on that infantry. Go for the tank first strike here. I mean, there's a lot of tank buddies though. Copter first strike. Finish off the copter, and then we're gonna have anti-air and copter finish those. Okay, last of Sammy's infantry charging forward in the center. Oh no, there's just these guys. Okay. Oh, the 1 health infantry got a kill. Okay. So at the end of NecroMage's turn, CatWithYarn has more units. That's a very bad sign for Sammy here. And now his comm tower is about to fall. Anti-air gets a kill on that copter. Another side slip. So very good of CatWithYarn to go for the attacks that don't require that +10/+10 or the movement. Oh my god. Even reveals the rocket, hits it down to 1, kills off this copter. Starts picking off infantry here. Repairs recon. Been really enjoying seeing this black bug get a lot of use. Infantry. Oh. you just start capturing the comm tower here, I think. I mean, I guess it's okay that the units are. Okay. Didn't want to just completely slam into that tank. That's what can always chill a bit. This copter would probably want to go help the other copters. It would. This copter has a lot of options. It can, it can move like anywhere like this and behind. Standing just kind of in range of the opponent's anti-air is not an option I approve of. It's probably fine because like the vision options for Sammy over here are awful, but I don't see the advantage to it being here. Anti-air is known about. Imagine if CatWithYarn deleted his HQ black boat to flex and forgot that 1 HP on infantry on the city. That would be absolutely tragic. first mech and not a Sammy mech. That's true. I mean, Adder's got decent mechs. Make some cities. Cities. Recent. That's okay. Some nice infantry kills. That's very good. Place this guy down. Reveal this evil infantry waiting in the woods to go for the comm tower. A copter strike. Not gonna end it all. Oh my god. Double rocket tank. So here, again at the end of Sammy's turn, way down in unit count. But 8k income lead, it's pretty nice. But unfortunately, they aren't. It's not exactly free. It does come at the cost of having to like expose a bunch of units to attacks. And then the unit count just keeps getting worse and worse for Sammy over time. And then suddenly, all of the captures you go for can no longer be held. And I've said it many times, the unit count is the hardest metric to change because you're bottlenecked at how many units you can produce each turn just by your production facilities. Spamming rockets is not recommended because, I mean, I guess it would be okay if your opponent just like overextends into them, but because they're so slow, they're just not going to be able to impact the map fast enough. Comm tower, city, and here is another case. So NecroMage is going to get this city from CatWithYarn due to just having the Sammy power, but it costs the entire infantry to do so, and then CatWithYarn just takes the city back. A bunch of infantry start getting up here. I've said it many times, but Sammy without infantry, just a negative CO. That's very quickly becoming the case. We have the triple rocket. I don't think I've seen a triple rocket setup in Fog before, so that's very impressive. As the anti-air gets taken out, the mechs will start getting eaten. Zoom. Maybe not. Just want to overextend. Okay. Well, the mech will be able to hit this anti-air, and NecroMage just resigns. Resigns. Up 6k in income. That's just it's really hard to play Sammy. I think NecroMage had some very cute plays. You just have to preserve the foot soldier count like really well. And I think CatWithYarn made some mistakes, but did a very good job of not overextending and just kind of killing off all of the Sammy units that came their way. I don't think the black boat was a great buy, but it was pretty cute. It did get this comm tower really quickly. Somehow this city didn't get captured. And I like the idea of the rocket. It did kind of achieve the goal of just getting this comm tower, mostly because CatWithYarn was very chill about it and didn't actually go for the comm towers for a long time. Rockets away! GG! Yeah, lessons learned. Sammy's tough. I hope everyone enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow with a chill stream, and then on Friday we'll have more replays. So, Thanks for watching. Here is your apple for the evening. Time for the Go7 prescribed apple, exactly. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's